everybody, it's Noreen here with another episode of What's for Dinner. Sunday edition, because tonight is Sunday, and originally I was going to make a pot roast for dinner in the pressure cooker, but when I saw the roast, it was an unexpected find. I decided to go ahead and just do a regular roast beef, traditional crusted roast beef. This is how my grandmother taught me how to make it, and you're going to love it, and it's super simple. And let's see what goes into this. This is the roast that I got. This is my preferred type of roast. It is a bottom round roast. Sometimes they're called a rump roast. This is my preferred roast for roast beef. And this particular one is almost 5 pounds. Whatever size you choose, I'm going to give you the cooking times, and then you can take it from there. And I just kind of set my seasonings out to show you what I'm going to put in this. We're going to put some marjoram, some thyme, granulated garlic, granulated onion. I've got a salt-free seasoning blend, which is also comparable to Mrs. Dash, some cracked black pepper, and some crazy mixed up salt, Mary Jane's. And if you can't find the crazy mixed up salt, don't worry. All of these other herbs mixed up in there are going to be absolutely fine. You can just use plain kosher salt or sea salt. It matters not. But what I will tell you is that I have 2 tablespoons of the crazy mixed up salt and 1 tablespoon of everything else. Marjoram, garlic, salt-free seasoning, onion powder, thyme, and black pepper. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and then I'll show you how I've always done it. It may not be the best way, it may not be the most efficient way, but it's the way I do it, and it's the way that my nanny taught me how to do it. So that's how we're going to do it. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to mix this up. And we will get this mixed up further in just a moment. But I'm going to go here, I'm going to unwrap my roast. And this is a big roast. But this is also going to make great leftovers. And it was already tied for me, so that's a plus. And it's trimmed really beautifully. My grocery store, it's a Harris Teeter, and that is regional. There's not a, they're in the South. Not deep South, I don't know. I know that they're in Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina. I'm not sure where else. But this is what we have always done. I'm going to put down paper towel. I put this on a paper towel and just give it a couple of, there you go, like this. Spread it out. Move it over a little. This also makes for easy cleanup. I'm going to do the top, the first. I'm going to crust it. See? And make sure you get it all in there. You don't want any pieces that aren't crusted. Then do your sides. Then you might have to move it around again. Do your other side. Do the other big side. And this doesn't want to crust in here, so. And if you have to, use the paper towel to help you out. And then make sure your sides are nice and covered. Excellent. And we're going to put this in our baking pan. This is just a roasting pan. And then with some of these extra parts of the rub, there we go. Okay, now we rinse. Pardon me. Okay. That's pretty much all there is to this. Now, to make a perfect beef roast, only other thing I'm going to add to this is a little filtered water in the bottom. Not too much. I don't want to steam the meat, but I also don't want all those nice herbs and spices to burn. I'm just going to put some down here in the bottom, because the secret tip of the day is I have my oven set to 450 degrees according to my oven. We're going to put this in the oven for 450 degrees for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I want you to turn the oven down to 350 degrees, and I want you to let it cook for 15 minutes per pound. So that means we're going to leave this in the oven for an hour after you turn it down to 350. So 20 minutes at 450, then 15 minutes per pound. So that's an hour and 20 minutes. Then you're going to turn the oven off and you're going to leave it in there. Okay, you're going to leave it in there for another 20 minutes. And then you should be perfect to go. So let's put this in. And that's going to make your house smell absolutely delicious. And you can go do something else, but in 20 minutes, set your timer, because you don't want to forget about it. You need to turn it down to 350 in 20 minutes. So I'll be back when this is all ready, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there's our roast. I removed it from the oven about 10 minutes ago, and it's been resting. When you turn off the oven 20 minutes beforehand, the oven stays still warm, but I like it after you bring it out of the oven to let it sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes. Just so you're not going to lose all those juices. And now I'm going to bring it over here onto my cutting board. And it looks like it's going to be wonderful. And this is one of those occasions where I do bring out my electric knife. Simply because I really like the way an electric knife slices, and I'm just going to roll with it. So let's go for it. I like the nice thin pieces you can get with an electric knife, and this looks really great. So I'm going to continue to slice this. I'm going to make some gravy, and you all have your own ways of making gravy, and when I come back, I'm going to fix you a plate, because it's Sunday and I know you're hungry. There you have it, a plate full of deliciousness. Beautiful roast beef, mashed potatoes and corn, made with pan drippings, and the pan dripping gravy. And you all have your own way of doing that, so I won't bore you with how I do it. I've made gravy before, and that's pretty much how I made it this time. This is the roast all sliced up, and it is absolutely beautiful and delicious. And before I go today, I wanted to show you one little thing that I use all the time. The roasting pan had a little crusties on it that isn't going to scrub out very easily. So I learned this tip a long time ago, and maybe some of you already know it. I put the hottest tap water that will come out of my sink in the bottom of the pan along with a dryer sheet. Let that sit overnight, and it's going to soften up all those crusties around the edge of the pan, and they're going to come out like a breeze tomorrow morning. So give that a try if you have the same problem. At some point, maybe you make your own roast beef. But I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, see ya!